my topic today, which is, it's more of, we have a State of the Unity address today. It wasn't announced. In the past, when you've heard the State of the Unity addresses with Solara or the Divine Feminine channeling through the messages of what our current energy state is in the world and how you can be assisted in that time. In the past, I was pre-told. I was told ahead when there was one. And beautifully, if you look back, it always seemed to match up with a big world event that we didn't know about until after the scheduling of this State of the Unity address. So the beautiful thing about that was it always let us know and reassured us that everything was smooth and moving in that direction. So I woke up this morning, to be honest with you, still not receiving from spirit or feeling in alignment with what today's show is about. And I had some nudging that it was time to do a channeling. And especially if I'm not coming up with something, usually that means it's going to be a channel, because that doesn't include me. I mean, it includes me because I merged into it, but I don't have to be conscious of what we're talking about because I surrender and there it is. So I kind of got the feeling that it was that, but I was really a little bit confused because the energies felt different than every other time that they called the State of the Unity address. So as I meditated on this morning and contacted a friend who helps me mirror for me what's going on in the world, she has her feelers out in the world as well. What I realized is that is the energy that absolutely we need a message from Solara on the current energy states, or the Divine Feminine. We'll see. Solara, to say again to you, is the harmonic union of Alpha and Omega in one voice. And then, of course, the Divine Feminine usually comes through as Isis or Magdalene, but is actually that Omega energy that is moving in so beautifully and strongly and shifting us from leading primarily with our mind to bringing the heart center in and now harmonizing those. So once I open, it may move between the two of those energies. But the important thing is that there is a very notable energy going on in the world right now, but it's subtle at the same time. It's still. And some people are interpreting it as stagnant. It feels like treading water in a sense, like that there's this sort of stillness, and it's kind of making people wonder what's going on, because if as we make this energetic shift from the mind to the heart, we're shifting again from doing to being. And those of you listening have been on this, most of you, many of you, even if you don't realize it, all of you have been on this journey for quite some time. And so there's a pretty intense consciousness that you're moving out of the head center. But even on our spiritual journey, even with our intention of manifesting, creating, being in spirit and awakening to all of this, we often lead with our mind. Even me now talking to you, I'm teaching that's entering hopefully both through your mind and your heart, because I said an opening prayer, so every vibration of my words is carrying into your heart center as well. But by the verbal communication, I'm entering in through your mind. So even those of us who have been very heart-centered conscious and learning to be in that space, that's still an action of the mind. So this subtler energy, as they really blend in together and harmonize with each other, is a little bit unfamiliar to us. And the quietness of this flow can appear to be stagnant, when in fact it's actually very still and gentle. And if you take a moment, even just right now while you're sitting there, take a moment to shift your attention from outside, even from my words, to inward, and imagine yourself shifting from feeling that flow. I believe I talked about this over the last couple of weeks as well on other shows, but from that flow out of action, thought, movement, to the flow in, feeling it like a cool breeze or the water against your skin, just moving into you, surrounding you, and supporting you. That is actually the difference in the flow of energy right now. The confusion is that sometimes when we get into that, we are so used to then that being stagnant energy, so used to the idea that we then have to go back and fix something because we're stuck. So on our journey to awakening and remembering, we created some patterns of our own that we now, once we're in this awakened and surrendered state, we actually have to clear a little bit of those thought patterns that got us here. And I don't mean clear like we have to go back and take action, but just release, be willing to let some of those thought patterns that support us in getting here just transmute into the higher new vibration and wash away from our consciousness. So in the past, as we were attempting to remember, moving towards remembrance of oneness, we perhaps would find ourselves in a situation that felt similar to this quiet energy, this still energy, and we would interpret it as being stuck. We would assume that we were, that there was something unhealed inside of ourselves, a block inside of ourselves, something going on that we needed to fix, and we would take care of that in order to help us move in our consciousness to this place of remembrance. It's very important that we don't keep that pattern going. When we get to this feeling now, it's important that we allow ourselves to release those old thought patterns, that this quietness means that we have something to heal, something to fix, or that we have to take action to get out of the stuck stage, and rather instead just sort of surrender into that space and allow the energies to move through, and allow this quiet time now to be our time of receiving, just being present. Before I move into the message from Solara today, I want to give one more example that I was thinking about once I realized what the messages were coming through today. And I remembered when I was growing up, my mom, whenever she would have a party, gathering at our house, it was very, very important to her that every chore, every task, the house was clean, the food was prepared, everything was completely done at least a half an hour before the first guest was intended to arrive, so that she could sit down in the living room and enjoy everything that she had created, enjoy the peace of the clean house, the smell of the food, the look around and see all the work that she had done, and just rest into it and take note of it and be very present in that before the next round came of the people coming, and, you know, the joy, but the chaos. And of course, once the people left, the house wasn't going to look neat again. So to just take that moment and to cherish and to remember and recall and feel gratitude and rest into the work. And so for all of you right now that are feeling this stillness, this is what it reminds me of when I say, you know, rest into this and receive and feel. You have done so much work over these past years or centuries, and this quiet time is a time not for you to go and say, oh, there's a dirty closet, I should go clean that closet, you know, a half hour before the company's arriving, but rather, in fact, to go into a space that feels very clean, very beautiful, and just rest in that space and cherish and examine and observe all of the work that you've done, that maybe the rest of your soul family has done with you, and to breathe it in and to just cherish that solid, silent moment before the next phase comes in. And this is the energy that we have going on right now. And I hope you all know that it was coming from me and from Spirit, because I do a surrendering prayer before we even begin the show. But I am going to now take a deeper surrendering vibration in and expand my energy into Solara and bring for you a direct message about this vibrational state and where we are moving at this moment. So I will now say a prayer to move myself into that expanded vibration. Dear God, Goddess, Creator of all that is, Alpha, Omega, Solara, Enchanted One. Isis, Osiris, and Horus, Magdalene, and Yezu, two feathers, all of the ascended masters and angelic hosts that are here with us today, we give thanks. We feel the gratitude and the love as it pours into each one of us. We receive the support, the vibration of oneness as we remember and open our minds and our hearts to this space. We completely surrender now into the Enchanted One, drawing from the vibration of all that is, that vibration that I know as Solara. I expand my vibration into this vibration now that we will speak as one voice. And so it is. My beloved ones, so wise and brilliant, you have moved into the heart center now and you rest. You rest with your mind and your heart, the male and the female, the alpha and the omega, finding peace within you. This is a quiet time. Some of you may be withdrawing from the people around you. Some of you may be going deeper into your consciousness than you ever have. Some of you have found that your personality is shifting a little bit, and you are wondering and observing, and at the same time, there is a sense of peace, of knowing, of anticipation that something more is coming. It can be confusing at times, as she has spoken here today, when you feel that something is coming. The instinct to step in and feel like you need to reach for it, feel like you need to create it, feel like you need to grab it, can be very strong. And I say to you, acknowledge this and then rest in to the stillness that is before you. We have spoken many times in the last few months that in order to complete the cycle of creation, of manifesting, you must move into this space of receiving. When we look at the world level, we see that more and more people have awakened. We have spoken of the tipping point that has occurred, of the movement that is now coming forth in our world. You are tuned in and you are aware of this movement. You are excited, and yet you do not know why. You are anticipating and anxious, and yet you are uncertain of what that you are anxious for. There has been so much speculation of the months that are ahead. And as a human race of souls in form, you have been creating. And you have done this by rapid speed, moving yourself into alignment. You have seen yourself move through in rapid situations, such as work. Many of you have moved through major transformations in your work, shifting things. Some of you feel as if the floor was taken out beneath you. Some of you perhaps now in a new state of being because your work shift, though planned in spirit, designed perfectly for you, may not have come from your own action in this form. I say this meaning that some of you may, in the earth form, feel as if you have lost your job. You have lost something that created security for you. And we say to you, you have not lost anything, for nothing that is real can be lost. You are moving now. The sign of transformation, the sign of upheaval, the sign of movement that is around that you are waiting for. In every area of your life, many of you are seeing this in relationships as you are moving to the right transformation, rapidly moving through the dynamics of relationships. And I am not speaking of specific relationships. I am not saying go and leave your partners, your friends, but I am saying you are changing dynamics in your life. You are changing situations. Some of this may take different form in the relationships around you, but so much has been changing over these past several months. 2011 has been a preparation year. There has been much action even in moving and bringing forth the heart center of the divine feminine as the 2011 energy came through. You have been opening your heart. You have been receiving the vibration of the divine feminine. You have been embracing that, and perhaps more than ever, embracing your emotions. You have looked into your closets. You have prepared your homes. You have cleansed your space, the vessel for who you are. You have cleansed your relationships, examined them, and prepared them, and your work as well. And now you sit, just as she spoke earlier, ready for the next phase. You could busy yourself by finding one more thing to do or to fix or to prepare, or you may sit and revel in the beauty of this moment. Get used to the peace of that. For were you not creating peace? If you are creating peace in your life, you must be comfortable with peace. If you are creating passion in your life, you must be comfortable with passion. You must rest into it for a moment to experience it. Experience it in the form that you desire, because if you are creating it, it will come to you. Be conscious of how you wish it to come, especially with the vibration of passion. It is so easy in your old mind to create passion and chaos. But we say to you, there's joyful passion. Passion for your work, passion for those that you love, passion for life itself, for the sunset, the sunrise, the mountain, the ocean, and the river. There's a passion that comes deep within you in this settled space. If you quiet your mind and you open your heart and you allow yourself now to be in this still space, to feel the vibration wrapping around you, I say to you, you will not be bored and you will not be waiting, because you will see the beauty and the perfection. You will see that the gift of the sunrise, or the way the light hits the tree in the midday, the way the rain falls upon your cheek, or the child laughs, the way you see a child turn into a teenager, an adult, blossom, the words of your friends, the touch of your lover. All of these moments will be the gifts that you are waiting for. The anticipation that you are feeling that is coming is here in each moment that you open your heart. And as your awareness grows, so do the circumstances around you that support this beautiful place. But being centered here now, embracing all that you have accomplished, looking over the path that has brought you here, not to find the past where you still need to heal, but to acknowledge the places that you have, to review the things that you have done already, to examine the growth, the feelings, the observations of who you have become in your journey to remembrance, to expand your attention out to the world, to know that even as you bring up emotion now, you are doing it for everyone. Everything you do in this space, every thought you have, every experience you create, is not only for you, but for the whole. You are a cell of the whole. And as you embrace and you master and you remember and you pour love into your situations, you do so for everyone around you. Is there no greater service than to show up in this moment for yourself? Knowing that as you show up for yourself, as you acknowledge your own feelings, embrace your circumstances, find gratitude for all that is around you, feel the joy, experience the emotions, and realize and know that as you do this, you infuse the vibration of oneness, the universal mind, with the same understanding, making the journey easier for those who come behind you in their remembrance. And I say behind you on an earth term, as you know, we are all one. We are all perfect reflections of God on earth in this moment. But it takes time to remember sometimes. And for those of you still remembering, Perhaps there are some behind you in their remembrance, moving towards you, seeing you as a vessel, a reflection of that, even as you look towards those in front of you and follow their journey. It's a beautiful image. And I ask you to close your eyes now and to receive the image of both the sun and the moon in the sky dancing in gold and silver, pouring that energy down and through you, harmonizing, tantalizing, embracing every cell of your physical, emotional, and spiritual bodies, opening your centers to receive and give love. Feel it fill you as it moves down through your body and out your tailbone. Resting into that vibration, it moves across the earth and through the earth into her fire core, and then back up again. You feel the perfect flow of heaven and earth moving through you. You recognize the ability to feel, experience, and acknowledge with your attention every cell of your body now in harmony with this flow. And now in this space, feeling that vibration move through you, you allow yourself to expand your attention out in a horizontal manner across the world, connecting to other souls, perhaps first recognizing souls in your life whose hearts you desire to touch on a deeper level, and then moving out to souls that you know of across the world, enlightened, awakening, and holding this space with you in the same vibration. And then moving into those souls who are still awakening, who have not remembered yet, and yet are the perfect reflection of love on earth, even in this moment. And you allow your love and your vibration to flow in that direction. And then you feel the flow coming back to you in perfect form. If you feel resistance to the idea of letting this vibration in, letting the vibrations of others in, know that it is coming to you in its perfect form. Rings of love being gifted to you from the connectedness of all that we are together. And sit in that space, feeling the love of heaven and earth moving through you, but also feeling the love of the individual souls of this earth, from the trees and the plants, to the waters, the animals and the people. The truest vibration of their union with you, their love with you, pouring into your cells, amplified by your joy, and pouring back out to them. Feel the flow in both directions, resting in this space. Return to this space now whenever you desire. When your mind tells you that it is stagnant, that you must heal again or work towards something, return to this space. When your thoughts tell you that this is unreal, uncertain, return to this space. When you begin to kick and move and try to create something different, move into this space and remember, you have already put the intention out. The time now is to receive. The months ahead will be that party, will be vibrant and filled with joy, and you will see much action occurring, much creation in form of all that you have intended. But for now, rest and be at peace. Enjoy what you have created so far, knowing that there is more to come. We give thanks to you, and we touch you, and we are with you in every moment. I give thanks to the vibration of Solara, all the ascended masters, the enchanted oneness, the vibration of all that is spoken through us today. To each one of you who have opened your mind and your heart to receive and to be that vibration on earth. I wish you an amazing week of peacefulness, joy, passion, anticipation, and celebration, remembering that the party is yet to come. But in this moment, simply celebrate where you are now and all that you have done